Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to come on here and talk about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and talking about when he was alive and even like obviously after that. I really wanted to share this topic about how there is a system in place for people that were suffering. So just thinking about now and how there is, families out there that are suffering, obviously worldwide. And subhanAllah, like how back then at the Prophet Prophet's time, how everyone was equal. There was a level of hardship, but it was equal in a playing field because there was systems and they were really highly regulated for a mission. And even after the Prophet ﷺ, there was leaders that were able to, make sure to squat, some of the injustice, meaning that there was Umar Abdulaziz, and what he did was there were people who were hoarding properties, and what he said was to, stop hoarding properties. You have to give to people who need the properties to live. And there was systems in which it was like a playing field in which they worked together, they collaborated, they tried to make it as most just as possible, right? And subhanAllah, how we're living in this society where it's not. You can tell that there is not an equal playing field in terms of people's opportunities to flourish. So I wanted to just use the comparison of back then versus now, and subhanAllah, how back then they had little, but they made sure that the feelings of their community members were as just as possible, whereas how we're hoarding wealth in a sense that we are finding multiple streams of income and then we're using that and doing this, buying this. One of the things that I found in a statement of a nasheed of a kid's video was the Prophet ﷺ came a cure for the world of greed. And subhanAllah, how we have carried on a world of greed. Like, how is that possible? How the system of Islam is as strong as it was back then, but how we have twisted certain things to bend the way that we want to live, subhanAllah, of a capitalist society. We have embedded it into every single inch in the masjid. Greed is planted. It's like a little seed planted in different areas in our homes and our hearts, subhanAllah. And I just think that how can we be given the truth when we are not acting fully transparently with what we have? I don't know how much people are hoarding. I don't know. And it's a scary thing, subhanAllah. I'm not accusing anybody of hoarding, but people are using their resources for themselves. People don't want to look around. People don't want to ponder because they'll donate to masjids. That's between you and Allah. I'm not trying to meddle in that as a deed that Allah will count for you. I believe that it's because it's the easiest route. It's the easiest route. We are not funding the people because, oh, I don't trust the people. What are they going to use it with? I'll do this in a separate video, but men, they often don't have a safety net. There's many men in positions where they do not have a safety net in which they can go towards. So for example, like us, women, females in marriages, we are able to have a safety net of our husbands, or we have a safety net of their parents. But a lot of men, they don't have that. They're basically, they don't have a safety net, like subhanAllah. And how men are actually able to, quiet down, work hard. They are not able to communicate sometimes their needs. Again, this comparative about the time of the Prophet ﷺ and now. They had everything but comfort. The time of the Prophet ﷺ, everything but comfort. Community, the feeling of trust between brothers and sisters. They didn't have like any of the comforts, but they had the essence. But subhanAllah, we cannot find that essence, the sweetness of Iman. Let this be a reminder that the Prophet ﷺ, Allah has sent the Prophet ﷺ the cure for greed.